Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, student.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
I am fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, before we start our class today, let's pray together first. Praying, start. Finish. Okay, student, let me check your attendance first. Is Danang Aji here?
Yes, ma'am.
Fima Diah Ayunda?
Here, ma'am.
Muhammad Febri Wijono?
Yes, ma'am.
Abdillia Putri?
Yes, ma'am.
Fikhi Prayogo?
I am here, ma'am.
Okay, so today is complete, right? So class, are you ready for the today lesson?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right, so student, do you still remember what we learned last week? Anyone remember?
Yes, ma'am. We learned about the expression of giving opinion last week.
Correct. Diah, could you give your opinion about how is the COVID-19 situation right now?
The situation is questionable, ma'am, because the case of COVID-19 sometimes increase so high, then decrease so fast. So it's still unsafe now.
Good. It means that you have understood the material I explained last week. Okay, class, let's move to the new material. But before that, let me mention the learning objective for today. The first is students are able to identify expression of asking and giving advice. Second, students are able to classify the expression of asking and giving advice. Third, students are able to match the best advice based on the problem shown. Fourth, students are able to create a dialogue about asking and giving advice based on the situation given by the teacher. And the last is students are able to present their dialogue in front of the class. Do you get it, class?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So student, now I will give you a problem. Allow me to share screen right now. So student, now I will give you a problem. Allow me to share screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so student, look at the picture. Could you tell me what happened with the kid in the picture?
He has toothache, ma'am.
Yes, he has a toothache. So Dila, what would you advise him if you were his friend? Or what do you advise him to do?
I will suggest him to buy medicine.
All right. Okay. He should buy medicine. His toothache, right? So my student, those expressions are a way that you can use to giving an advice to others. You can say, you should do blah, blah, blah. You need to blah, blah, blah. Or why don't you blah, 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 and so on. Did you get it what I said?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
I will
ma'am.
stop sharing.
Okay, my students, now let me share screen first. So this is the conversation contains of expression of giving and asking about advice. So I have sent a material to our WhatsApp group. Please pay attention to the video and fill in the blank sentence based on the video. So let's get started.
Hey, Tony, do you mind if I ask you for some advice?
Of course not. Please go ahead.
I'm thinking about buying a new car. What kind of car should I buy?
Good question, Mindy. What is your price range?
I don't know. Something reasonable and nothing too crazy.
Why do you want a new car?
My car is very old and it often breaks down.
I see. How often do you drive?
I drive to work every day and I go shopping at the mall on the weekend.
Is that all? Do you go anywhere else?
I go to the gym 3 times a week.
I think you should buy a small, compact car.
Really? What kind should I buy?
Have you seen the new carpool models?
No, I have never heard of them.
They are very reasonable and reliable. Why don't you test drive one?
Great, I will. Thanks for your advice, Tony.
Okay, students, have you done it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now we will go to the Jamboard. Can you see my screen, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we will match our answer, right? So for the first number and second number, who wants to answer? All right, February, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So I would like to answer the first and second question. First question is, hi, Tony. Do you mind if I ask you for some advice? And the second question is, I'm thinking about buying a new car. What kind of car should I buy? Thank you, ma'am.
All right, February. So the next number 3 and 4, who wants to answer? All right, Atiya, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Number 3 is reasonable and nothing too crazy. And number 4 is very old and it often breaks down.
Okay, so for the last number, Fikhi, what's your answer?
The answer is, what kind should I buy?
Now I want you to do role play and read the whole dialogue. So I will ask Fikhi and Atiya to read the whole dialogue.
Hi, Tony. Do you mind if I ask you for some advice?
Of course not. Please, go ahead.
I'm thinking about buying a new car. What kind of car should I buy?
Good question, Cindy. What is your price range?
I don't know, something reasonable and nothing too crazy.
Why do you want a new car?
My car is very old and it often breaks down.
I see. How often do you drive?
I drive to work every day and I go shopping at the mall on the weekend.
Is that all? Do you go anywhere else?
I go to the gym 3 times a week.
I think you should buy a small compact car.
Really? What kind should I buy?
Have you seen the new carpool model?
No, I've never heard of them.
They are very reasonable and reliable. Why don't you test drive one?
Great, I will. Thanks for your advice, Tony.
All right, students. So I think you have understand about how to identify the expression of asking and giving advice. Now I will divide you into groups and do the table to classify which one is expression of asking the advice and giving advice. Okay, now I think everyone has done their work. So let me share screen and check your results. February, can you read your group results?
Yes, ma'am, I do. So for our group result, we divide asking advice and giving advice. Asking advices are, what kind of car should I buy and what kind should I buy? And for giving advices are, I think you should buy a small compact car.
Now I will show you worksheet to do, and it's about expression of asking and giving advice. Please let me share screen first. Pay attention to the situation, and whoever wanna answer the question, please raise your hand. All right, I will play. All right, Fikhi, what's your answer?
The answer is, if I were you, I would think about he likes and do something connected with that what he interested in. His mom.
Okay, Fikhi, thank you. Yes, that is the correct answer. Atiya, go ahead.
Situation number 3, the answer is D. Oh, we should immediately see the doctor.
Yes, it's right answer. Thank you, everyone. I think you have understand about how to give an advice based on the right situation. This one. So I will ask you to do in pairs to make a short dialogue according to the problems provided. Do you understand what I mean, students? Right, so I
Yes,
will give
ma'am.
you 20 minutes to do it. Okay, students, to make it short, so who wants to be volunteer to perform their dialogue? Okay, Fikhi and Atiya, time is yours.
Hi, Atiya. You look a bit worried. What is going on?
Hi, Vicky. I'm just confused.
If you don't mind, you can tell me.
So, my friends keep complaining that I spend too much time with my boyfriend. They say I never hang out with them anymore. I don't want to lose my friend, but at the same time, I want to see my boyfriend as much as possible. What would you suggest I do?
It's a little bit confusing, but I think you should be able to manage your time.
What do you mean?
You have your friends before having a boyfriend. So it's unfair for them if you only prioritize your boyfriend now.
Sounds like I'm a greedy person. Okay, Vicky, I will think it later. Thanks for the suggestion.
My pleasure, Atiya.
So students, who wants to give feedback? All right, Febri, you can go first.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I think this topic is commonly found in society, and I think that is a good topic.
Thank you, Febri. So the second person, Fima.
Okay, ma'am. I think the same with February, ma'am. Sometimes it's difficult to decide our priorities when it comes to friend and our partner. So the only way to solve it is we should be able to manage our time.
Okay, students. So for the rest groups, I think you should submit your work to our WhatsApp group. So student, it's our last activity. So I think you have already understood about the material and you can make your own dialogue about expression of asking and giving advice.
Okay, student. So what have we been learning today?
Of asking and giving
It's
advice, sir.
expression for
All right. Before we end the class today, I want to ask something first. Vidya, if your friend is sick in the middle of the class, what advice will you give to him?
He should go to the UKS, sir.
Good. The last is Danang. You feel like your study did not go well, and it just so happens that you met your teacher when you are going out. What kind of advice will you ask to her?
How to study efficiently and effectively, sir.
Excellent. Seems like you all have understood about the material. So this time I want to give you a segment to improve your understanding and know how to apply this expression in daily conversation. Please, as your family, you can ask your father, mother, sister, or brother about their problems. Then, please give advice to them and don't forget to record it. The video must be submitted before our next class. Is it clear, my student?
Clear,
Clear,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Before we really close our class for today, let's pray together. Pray, start. Finish. Thank you for joining my class, student. See you next time.
See you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.